Good evening. Have you been any war before? I'm not talking about 10 years ago, 911. I'm not talking about what happened in the Middle East today. I'm talking about the choices between darkness and light. I'm talking about the choices between to do good and to do evil. So I remember someone told me, the greatest war in the world is not out there, but it's here. In this case, we're in war every day, almost every moment. What is the principle of fighting a war? And what is the principle of winning a war? Let's look at a war that's written in the Bible in Exodus chapter 17 from verse 8 to verse 13. The Amalekites came and attacked the Israelites at Rephidim. Moses said to Joshua, "Choose some of our men and go out to fight the Amalekites. Tomorrow I will stand on top of the hill with the staff of God in my hand." So Joshua fought the Amalekites as Moses has ordered. And Moses, Aaron, and Hur went to the top of the hill. As long as Moses held up his hands, the Israelites were winning. But whenever he lowered his hands, the Amalekites were winning. When Moses' hand grew tired, they took a stone, and put it under him, and he sat on it. Aaron and Hur held his hands up, one on one side, one on the other, so that his hands remained steady until sunset. So Joshua overcame the Amalekites' army with the sword. This war is a little bit special. It's the first war the Israelites fought in the desert. After Moses led them out of Egypt, well, they were fighting, but they were fighting among each other, against each other. This is the first war. The attack came from outside. So when the Amalekites show up, Moses knows that. He instructs Joshua, say, choose some, not all, choose some of our men. Tomorrow, not now. Tomorrow means I give you time, you go to choose and get ready. Tomorrow when you lead the people fight down there, I will be on top of the hill and raise the staff of God. Joshua followed. So the next day, in the morning, Joshua leads the people and ready to fight. Moses gets on top of the hill, but with two more persons. One is Aaron, one is Hur. The Bible told us Moses was on top of the mountain and holding the staff of God. Whenever he held up his hands, Joshua was fighting there, and the Israelites win. They were like, yes, 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 yes. But whenever Moses lowered his hand, the Amalekites win. So Joshua was winning there. He was fighting, and he felt so happy that they are going to win the war. But at that moment, Moses lowered his hand. He's like, yes, yes, yes. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Joshua doesn't know what happened. Well, maybe at least at first he doesn't know what happened. He just feels like time the war is going on, sometimes he wins and sometimes he lost. He tried to analyze, he tried to find a way, is there something, the way I fight it? Is there some structure? Is it about the weapons? As he's fighting, he's winning and losing, maybe he's trying to figure out. The Bible didn't tell us, maybe somehow he looked above and he understands. We don't know what happened about, we don't know if Joshua understands or not, but we know Moses understands. He raised his hand. The Israelites winning, yes. But when he lowered his hand, maybe he did to scratch. And the Amalekites winning. What happened? Yes. He's like a conductor of the symphony. Everything go with his hands. Later they learned that the winning and losing related to Moses' hands. But after a whole day fighting, Moses grew tired. He has to put down his hand because his hand feels sore. They figure out something. He has a team. He has 2 persons with him, Aaron and Hur. They think of something. There must be a way that we can keep his hand holding up. So they look around, they see a stone, so they lift up the stone and move it. Come on, help me there. Moses stood up. So when Moses' hands tired, and Aaron and Hur try to hold his hand, they are tired too. Moses sit down on the stone. In this way, Aaron can hold his hand up like this, one on this side, and Hur can hold up his hand, Moses' hand, like this. In this way, finally, the sunset came. The Israelites win the war. What a war. At one point I was so nervous they will lose the war. But they figured out something. And there are 2 lessons I want to share with you. The first one is what happened down there was decided by what happened above. So many times we are in the war zone. We are in the war. We are so focused by what is around us. Who's the enemy? What kind of weapon he used? What kind of weapon I have? How strong I am? How many persons? How many persons are they? How many persons in my army? But so many times we forgot to look above. So one theologian told us that when Moses raised his hand, the Bible told us to pray. You lift up your hand and pray. A key to win the war is to pray. The key to win the war is not what happened down there, but what happened above. Brothers and sisters, are you in some kind of war? Are you so focused what happened in the war? Are you so focused on yourself? Look above. Pray to God. Because what happened above there decided what happened down here. Second thing is teamwork. We win the war because of teamwork. Moses' hand decided everything, but Moses needs support. Because Moses was a man. Moses is a man. He will get tired too. No one is so spiritual that he won't get tired. Even your pastor get tired. Even your principal get tired. Even your father get tired. Support him. We need teamwork to win this war. We need teamwork to fight this war. I'm glad that God gave me a few, Aaron and Her, to help me to pastor. Not just this church, but all the mission work around. I'm glad when I feel tired, there are co-workers beside me says, sit down. Says, we find you a stone, sit down. Let us hold your hand. So I can keep going. And the third thing I want to share with you is the key to win the war is God. Because of Moses' hand, we see that it's not about Joshua. Because of the step of God, we see that it's not just about Moses' head. And because of God, we see that it's not just about the step of God. The key to win a war is God. I pray that we all win the war. But we need to find out how. We need to know what decides to win the war. And later, when they win, Moses built up an altar to worship God. Because he wanted his people to memorize this. The first war that they fight after they came out of Egypt. They were saved from Egypt, but they are still fighting. A Christian is saved, but remember, there are wars waiting for you. Keep fighting. Pray to God. To win the war, what happened above, decide what happened down here. Let's pray.